Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. This is Mikey. I've got inmate 34667 Garrison over to my right, and then below us we have got Burning Con survivor Dr. Earl. We of course are here. What now?
The Empire sucks.
Yeah, the Empire does suck. I'm a lowly juggernaut pilot who most likely exploded at some point during the episode. So we are, of course, talking about the Mandalorian Season 2, Chapter 15, The Believer, which we'll get into that, like who we think they are talking about when they are talking about The Believer. This is a unique episode this season because it is written and directed by Rick Famuyiwa, and only the second episode this season not written by Jon Favreau. So that's an interesting, unique episode, and I felt that the dialogue was really, there were some really great scenes in this particular episode. Craig, I too am a believer in Din Djarin's mustache. That was a righteous mustache. One wonders why a guy that doesn't ever take his helmet off needs such a sexy mustache. I don't know. I mean, who knows? But we certainly want to get into this. I think Rhett is probably going to join us at some point. I mean,
he commented.
He's like the guy that likes to show up late to the party, fashionably late, so he can make a big entrance. That's his style. So I'm sure he'll join us. Did you say he commented? I don't even see that.
Yeah, he commented at 10:27. Rep.
Okay. Oh, I see that. Interesting. Look at him. Look at that Joker. I don't know what he's doing. He must be having some, computer problems. He uses a horrible product called Apple, so he's probably having some issues with that. But
I have a theory. Just like the pirates attacked the shipment, there's going to be at some point. There's going to eventually be a Rhett Tommy try to make a run for CTI on this.
Oh, like turn this into.
Be careful! I've already heard rumblings.
Oh gosh! Oh, they're gonna have a run-in. Yeah, because Rhett has that link, so he can.
They're gonna hijack this.
Yeah, they're gonna hijack it. I you know what? They can try, but I have the power. I can always just not let them in. So, yeah, MacBook Pro from 2009. I mean, there's the there you go.
Oh, there's the rub.
There's the rub. I mean, that's an old computer. But yeah, I mean, this is another fantastic episode. It starts off the way it needed to, and I can't remember if I heard it on another show or I heard Garrison predict this, but the fact that they, with one line, and it may have been Rhett too, but I don't like to give him credit for anything, that with really just one line, Cara Dune went and got, Mayfeld. It wasn't like a whole episode of them having to break Mayfeld out of prison. She is deputized, basically.
She's got the power.
And wow.
Yeah, I don't think I said that, but I didn't think it was going to take that long. In fact, I didn't know that it was going to be this much of a detour in the episode, but it was.
Oh, there he is.
It was a beautiful detour.
Hello. The reason
I almost made my name a seismic charge.
It took Rhett so long because he was trying to figure out how to include seismic charge.
Yeah, I had to come up with a name.
Seismic charge. I like it.
You guys have already blown it. You're talking about these pirates. They were going after the Rhydonium or whatever, right?
Right.
Those weren't pirates.
No, they weren't pirates.
They weren't trying to steal it. They were trying to destroy it because they're the good guys.
Yeah.
Right.
So, do we think those are saucy tins? I mean, what race are we looking at there?
I don't think
they had the
people thought they were the Hondo.
No, Hondo doesn't have those things. I mean,
you're right.
It looked more like saucy tin to me, but I'm
no.
I need to check my DK book on that.
Yeah, that's for the DK book to decide.
Where's Fedmatic? We need Fedmatic.
They just could be locals. That's right. They're just that's the
locals.
That's the race is locals.
So they're the good guys, and we just blew them away and blew them up.
Well, look, Mando had to protect the ship. He had to have his in.
Yeah, I mean, it shows how far he will go. I mean, that and the helmet and everything, that really shows how far he's willing to go now for Grogu, which is kind of great.
Grogu.
Yeah, it's a pretty touching episode. I mean, if you think about all the sacrifices that he had to make for Grogu in this particular episode, I think some people were hoping that him removing his helmet would be more impactful, and like Grogu would be in the scene and he would remove his helmet to bring Grogu back from maybe the dark side or whatever. But I think this is just as impactful.
He wouldn't know who he was. He'd be like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah, no, I mean,
Grogu, look at my face.
Look at my gorgeous mustache, Grogu.
The flowing stash.
Yeah. So yeah, I liked it. I mean, it took me, I'll be honest, it did take me a couple viewings to really appreciate this episode for what it was. I think at 2 a.m. this particular type of episode is a struggle.
Yeah,
because it's a little bit slower than the other ones. I mean, it wasn't as
compared to last week.
Well, yeah, especially compared to the week before. But yeah, I don't anticipate having any issues at 2 a.m. for the season finale.
Well, yeah, my initial reaction to this episode was that it was meh. I mean, I think I said that, but almost immediately as I thought more about it, it really started to click. I mean, starting with the pirate business, they're not pirates. I mean, when it dawned on me that those are good guys, and we just cheered for the TIE fighters to come in and strafe them out of existence, that was interesting. The sacrifice, the whole business taking the helmet off and what that represents about the Mandalorian and what he's willing to do, and then that slow burn of with Bill Burr as he very gradually stepped up to, you know what, I'm just going to kill this guy. I really liked that. That was, who saw it coming that Bill Burr would give us the best performance probably of the series so far.
That was really a strong performance.
I mean, he's a seasoned actor. I mean, people like to make fun of his accent and stuff, but he is a seasoned actor. I mean, the dude's been in a ton of really big shows. And
Bill Burr?
Yeah, Bill Burr. I mean, and
nobody thinks of him as an actor. I mean, he has shown up in the occasional oddball thing in a small role, but he's a stand-up comic. I mean, so and he did better this episode than he did in that original.
Dude, Josh is right about this.
Yep.
Richard Brake was terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was a great, just stone cold evil.
Yeah.
Without any redeeming qualities.
With a little bit of a southern accent going.
Yeah.
He's like, troop, or whatever.
Yeah.
He couldn't help that, though. I think that's Richard Brake. I don't think that he's going to try and do any different accents. You're not going to get Richard Brake to do a British accent as an Imperial. I mean, that's just not going to happen. Garrison, what were your thoughts on everything that we saw in this particular episode?
Yeah, I had similar thoughts as Rhett. I was kind of like, yeah, that's fine afterwards. One of the things I did, and especially as Rhett brought up, I kind of liked but didn't like, was that they make you cheer for the Empire at the beginning of the episode. And you're getting in the base, and they're all and you're like,
they're saluting,
and even Bill, Mayfeld, when he starts talking about, what about the families of the troopers that you sent to their deaths, right? Those were, he had camaraderie among these Imperials. They're friends among each other, and that was something that's really not been explored in Star Wars. You hinted at it with Finn in Force Awakens, and then Janna in Rise of Skywalker, but you didn't see it quite like this, where you're almost like, well, I wanted them to get there with the Rhydonium, right? And so it really twisted us into supporting the Empire briefly.
Yeah, it was odd that they played that triumphant music when the guys were like shooting down the pirates. And,
major key stuff while the bad guys are winning. Whoa, we never get that.
And that hangar scene felt almost like a BSG moment where you had the guys all cheering.
Oh yeah, like after when they're you're right. Maybe after
Alaska for a minute.
Yeah. There, I feel like there are some slight BSG influences to the show from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly feels that way. I mean, especially it's odd for Star Wars to have really long scenes of dialogue without much action interspersed at some point. I mean, that scene with Bill Burr and Valen, or Hess, I think his first name's Valen, but Hess and Din Djarin. And Din Djarin was just sitting there like really uncomfortable because he
Din Djarin gave him a look like
he obviously had not seen this side of Mayfeld before, and so it was kind of, you know, it took him aback a bit to hear him talk about it in the way that he was. I mean, because you never think of an Imperial as somebody that is really taking into account what they're doing when they're destroying a civilization. You know, it's just not something that we've ever shown in Star Wars, and it was great. I mean, I loved that scene. It sort of brought it's some normalcy to it in a way that Star Wars doesn't do often.
Yeah, and you don't get that opportunity in the movies, right?
No.
You got 2 hours, and you've got to plow through it, and it's action, right? But this series format gives them an opportunity to delve into character more than you would in a movie, and gives you these slow moments where there's a lot going on. I mean, the awkwardness of Mando. Yeah. Right, that was brutal. I mean, you felt for him having to like you could just see it in his eyes. He's like, I don't want to be here. This is about to go down the tubes, you know. And and he's nervous because he's exposed. I mean, he's more exposed than we've ever seen him, right?
Well, then he's probably ever been. I mean,
this is really like, oh my gosh, I'm just
like he doesn't even know how to. Yeah, he doesn't know what to say, where to look. I mean, he doesn't know how to behave. You know,
that was great. That was a great.
And I thought they did a great job of that. You don't get those kind of moments in a movie format, and you get to play that up here, and it was great. I loved it. Yeah, squirming. He was squirming.
It was squirming. And it was amped up awkwardness for him too, because first he has to take off the armor and put on an Imperial's armor. So that's part one of this is something that he has never done, having to put on another helmet that's not, you know, a Mandalorian helmet.
And he had to learn how to fight differently because he would try to block those things. Those things would break off. He's not used to that. Yeah.
You can tell the Empire uses cheap armor. What are we missing, Garrison? I know you took some good notes like you always do.
I mean, there's tons of things in the episode. I mean, we could talk about, we got to see the inside of Slave One, the rotating.
Oh, that rotating around. Cool. Yeah. They don't listen. They don't call attention to it. It just happens in the background of the scene, and if you know what's going on, you recognize it, and otherwise they just keep going, and that's great. They don't tell you everything that's happening. They just let you see it and keep moving.
And
now, what theories do you guys have about why Boba Fett cleaned his armor up? So,
nice? The cleanest it's ever looked.
Yeah, I mean, really,
it almost looked cartoonish. It was so
he
so
repainted
pristine.
It was jarring. Yeah.
I mean, I saw some interesting theories online just about how he wanted it to be clean, so the next, you know, battle scars that hit the armor were from his battles, not Cobb Vanth's battles, you know, that type of thing. It was almost like a ritualistic thing. He wanted a fresh coat, so anything further would be, you know, action that he personally is in, not somebody like Cobb Vanth who had been wearing the armor for quite some time. So I thought that was a cool theory.
Or to sell different toys.
Yes. I mean, there's that too. Obviously, so really we could get 3 different Boba Fett Black series.
We could get Cobb Vanth. You can get
skinny one.
Cobb Vanth with the armor. You can get Boba Fett with him and his little tunic thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And cleaned up Boba Fett, and then the original Boba Fett anyway.
Yeah. We could have we could have 3 Boba Fetts. We could have like 2 Cobb Vanths, Cobb Vanth in armor, Cobb Vanth without armor. I mean, it's I'm
coming Mando Mondays.
I committed to buying.
It's going to be broke.
I am, because I committed to buying the Black Series for the Mandalorian, and it's ridiculous the amount of stuff they already have.
Putting out vintage collection figures soon.
Yeah, but I'm not doing those. I'm just going to stick with the Black Series. I can't go every. You know, they are, and they look awesome.
You got to buy every pirate.
I got to draw the line somewhere. No, I'm with you, Fetmatic. I do want them all. but I mean, it's like, crazy. I mean, Mando Mondays, they've released like a new Black Series figure. We had Bo-Katan this Monday. Last Monday, I think they did 3 figures. I mean, it's insane. I mean, the amount of.
What if he painted it because he's connecting more with his Mandalorian origins? Like,
see, I never felt like Boba Fett really cared much about that. I know that they have made a point to.
My father, Django. He kept talking about that.
They sort of retconned that.
Well, he was trying to justify, give me this armor. Like, this is mine.
Yeah, that's true. That I should have it because I'm a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I mean, but
he was appealing to Mando's sense of honor and kind of, the process for being a Mandalorian and how you treat other Mandalorians and what happens. So he was appealing to that. So, I mean, who knows if he really cares or if he was just using that pragmatically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think he certainly has a sense of honor more than we have ever seen before. When he was a brat in the Clone Wars, he had no sense of honor whatsoever.
That kid was awful.
Yeah. I mean,
that little chuckle.
Yeah. I mean, really annoying. And so I like that they've changed the character a little bit because they're going to need to. I mean, if he is going to be one of the stars of this Rangers of the New Republic, I mean, they've got to make him more likable than perhaps.
I mean, is that what they say? Or I mean, we don't have any sort of. That's just conjecture, right?
That's just conjecture.
He could be playing a double deal here. We don't know.
Well, no, I think that the idea of that spinoff show, that Rangers of the New Republic, it's going to be Boba Fett's going to be Finn, or I'm not Finn.
Finn's going to be back.
Finnick.
He's just going to be screaming Ray a lot.
Well, but that makes that. I don't think so. No, that Rangers of the New Republic is a very. Those are like official capacity.
So Cara Dune, basically.
Yeah, and that's not Boba's style. I mean, he's not gonna join up with the New Republic and be deputized or anything.
I almost want Rangers to just be Filoni and that guy from Kim's Convenience Store or whatever.
Oh yeah, those two.
Like a buddy cop show.
Yeah, like Chips.
Yeah,
like a Chips.
I'm too old.
Will be more like Starsky and Hutch's little connection. Like, hey, we need to get some dirt on this guy. Let's go talk to Boba Fett. He's got
or Dragnet. Like have the older guy. And then, Lethal Weapon. I'm too old.
Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this crap. Yeah, I mean that'd be awesome if they were that bold. That'd be great.
I mean, I don't know how I feel. I mean, I love the way Boba Fett has been portrayed so far in The Mandalorian. It's different. I mean, somebody mentioned it here in our chat that he's always been a bad guy, right? And he's not really now. There's this degree of honor that we're not used to seeing. So I don't know.
Last week he's become like an anti-hero, I guess, or was
that?
Yeah.
I mean, in a way,
he's been just purely heroic. I mean, he's not even an anti-hero in the way he's been portrayed on here. He hasn't done anything like shady or anything else really. We've just seen him whoop stormtroopers.
He's very honorable.
So we'll have to see. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Roth makes a good point. I mean, since we've got Patty Jenkins doing that Rogue Squadron movie, I don't think Rangers of the New Republic is going to be much X-Wing action. I think it's probably going to be more like a Walker Texas. I mean, that
timeline. I mean, come on, that's like after Episode 9, and this is Mandalorian timeline. So
Well, no, and Fetmatic's right here too. I mean, all bounty hunters are not bad, but certainly the
bounty hunter.
Yeah, well, we know Boba Fett from hanging out with Jabba, right?
Yeah,
we know him from being in the lineup in Empire. We know him from screwing everybody over on Bespin.
Yep.
So we've just seen him do bad things, and that's fine. I mean, but he's all in it for himself, obviously. Which begs the question: he doesn't have he's not really incentivized to be a part of this that's going on.
Well, I don't know that he's on the
I don't know if
anymore.
it suits the. Well, I mean, not on the take, but he is like he's in it for himself. He's not getting paid to go get Baby Yoda, right?
No.
So I don't know what his real justification for continuing on with. That honor. Hey, we said we'll help you, but I don't know.
Gave me back my armor. I'll help you out. I guess that's really.
But that's a little. That seems a little forced.
But
a little forced.
Charge. Being in a Sarlacc pit stomach changes a man.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, maybe. Certainly start him up a little.
He's able to think about his whole life.
That's right. He's focused on the Force.
So the whole reason they're going to this particular planet,
rethink your life.
Yes, exactly.
So the whole reason they're going to this particular planet is because this one like ATM looking thing that scans your face.
So just any face. Just any face will do.
Any face will do. It doesn't have to be. I mean, it's kind of like. I mean, it's sort of weird, and it doesn't matter who it is as long as your face is not tagged as perhaps like an imperial. You know.
Yeah, that doesn't make. Why is it in the middle of
any sense.
You can get a lot of information.
That doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah. You get a bag of chips, smokes. And secret coordinates.
Yeah, you can get like everything.
You can just any face, and I can get the coordinates straight to Gideon's
your little ATM machine over here.
I was willing to just be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing. Look, Garrison makes a great point. Like I have nitpicked The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker absolutely to death,
right?
Because they're terrible movies. You can nitpick Mandalorian also. There are plenty of nitpicks, but it's good. It's entertaining and fun, and it gives us a lot of what we want. So there's no, you let it go. I mean, that's the difference. Is you can pick anything to death, but when it's good, there's no need to.
My whole thing is there had to have been at least one person sitting around that table that was like, that's a little bit too easy. Like, why is he able to get all that information just by getting his face scanned? And they were probably like, shut up, go get coffee or something.
Why would they not say, we don't recognize you as an Empire employee?
They should have had, Jacob says Mission Impossible in the chat because he's talking about something else, but I'm going to take his point and move it somewhere else. They should have had a hacker hacking in and putting Mando's face in the system.
Slice in.
Yeah,
we could have had that guy from the Aftermath books that everybody loves. There's a character in the Aftermath books that's a slicer that everyone loves that they could have had in there. I would have loved them to force Hess's face over to the thing, like take him at gunpoint and to me that
there was a way to have done that made a little bit more sense. Yeah, that didn't leave you feeling like that was a little thrown together.
They would certainly have had to clear the room a little bit to do that, and maybe that would have been.
Well, they cleared the room.
Yeah,
eventually.
Yeah, we can get the code breaker.
I was about to say, what's his name? Justin? No, the other one with the brooch. Justin? Who played that? Justin?
Oh yeah.
Justin Thoreau. What's his name?
Thoreau. You're right.
Yeah.
The code breaker.
Bring him in with his little lapel pin.
Yeah. I mean, sure. You have to move the episode along, so sometimes you do have to cut corners and do something like that just takes one quick scene and they get what they need. They get the they get the thing they need just to move along and really get to the best scene of the episode, which was the round the sit at the table and all of a sudden Mayfeld
second best scene of the episode.
Sorry,
you might want to look at his name there.
Yes, that was an amazing moment.
As soon as those TIE fighters took off, I said, "This is our chance. You either do it now or we'll never see it again." And they knew what we wanted. They knew what we wanted.
Yeah, they knew exactly what we wanted. Now they can't do it again though, which is unfortunate.
Right? I mean that's your one shot. It gets ridiculous if you keep doing it over and over. But it was possibly a bit of a overkill, waste of resources. Maybe not fully in Boba Fett's character to have wasted one of those on two easy TIE fighters. But hey, you're giving me what I want.
There's already I think a 2-hour YouTube video of just that scene over and over and over again, so you can just go relive it.
I'm holding out for the 10 hour.
Oh, you're holding out for the 10-hour version.
That's a little much.
Did they use the exact sound effect from the prequels? I didn't even check.
It seemed a little bit more muted, but I'm on I'm not in the theater watching it here, so
I don't have my THX surround sound set up.
It sounded a little more muted to me, but it's good anyway. Just that split second of silence. Oh.
Mayfeld, yeah.
Let me go back to Mayfeld's. So he says, first of all, you've killed a bunch of my trooper friends.
Right.
And, these are people with families. But then he goes up and he shoots whatever the explosive is. And he kills that whole base, right? Doesn't he kill more of his trooper buddies? I mean.
Yeah.
Then
you have to make a choice. Do you kill those guys, or do you let whatever they were going to do with this Rhydonium, something worse than
they could have done another Operation Cinder?
Yeah, Operation Cinder. Do you let that happen, or do you just grit your teeth and blow the crap out of the place? And that's what.
That's the flip. I mean, that's where he becomes the believer in what maybe not necessarily the New Republic is doing, but he became maybe the believer in what Mando's mission is, which is to, get the child and whatnot.
He started off that conversation with, "Hey, it doesn't matter who's in charge. It sucks for everybody else." And I think at some point it dawned on him that, you know what? No, it's not as bad as it will be with the Empire. Correct. They are worse. And I think that's kind of where he flipped the switch and said, I have to stop. I'm going to end these guys right here because we don't want that sort of thing happening to somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, and then I heard other theories that Mando is no longer a believer. So it could be sort of like a yin and a yang type of title because he is removed in his sect. I mean, he removed his helmet. That's a pretty big deal. The dude's in his looks to be 40s. He hasn't removed his helmet since then, or hasn't shown his face to anyone. I mean, and so it's a pretty big deal.
It's a shame that Mayfield had to die in that explosion, though.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, too bad for him.
Too bad for him. It's the same. And obviously they're showing us how good of a shot he is because he's coming back. I mean, we're not done with Mayfield.
I don't know that he'll be there next week, but he'll be
back. He's gone for now. But
heck, he could even become deputized and be in that other show. I mean, that's the thing. The thing they can do with that Rangers of the New Republic show is anybody could be in it. I mean, they could have anyone in that show, as long as the story's good. Which
we all know who's going to be in Ahsoka.
Correct. Yeah.
We all.
What now? Who's the star? Yeah, exactly. No, I mean the. So let's speculate. Do you think we've exhausted everything about this episode? It was only like 33 minutes long or so. I mean.
Well, let me. There's a couple of parts I really liked that we haven't hit on yet. When
I have some.
Cara Dune dropped in and strong armed those guys and ran their heads together. That was, and then she looked.
We need to get her, smashing some clay pots. That's what we.
I mean, clay pot. I mean, knocking heads together.
What? Yeah. I don't know what it's going to take to get a clay pot demolished.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of time.
Be on the Knights of the New. What is it called? The
Rangers.
Rangers
of the New Republic. Yeah.
Lost Lagoon, or what's it called?
Wow. All right, what'd you have, Garrison?
The speech at the end. He talks to Moff Gideon.
Good stuff.
It is a replica of Gideon's speech at the end of last season to Mando, but aimed back at Gideon.
Oh, interesting.
And much more intense.
Yeah, and much more about, instead of it's going to be mine, he's like, he will be mine.
Yeah,
and it's a great moment in the episode.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, that he means more to me than you will ever know. It's good. That's a great delivery.
That's solid.
Yeah, it makes you want to give. I didn't have anybody to just turn and high five. Which,
that's a good point too. He's like, maybe I am in a cult. Maybe I do need to take my helmet off. I mean, I like that.
Well, and some people speculate that he is going to have it off more next season. It's going to become a much more common.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's like once you rip that Band-Aid off, it's going to kind of be a thing. Now it's just going to be on for more protection reasons.
I was about to say, he's definitely going to have it in fights.
Sure. It'll just be, obviously blasters do nothing to it.
So does the Night Owl.
It's a slippery slope gateway now. Like he'll start taking it off to eat.
They'll take the skin off his face.
We got to make sure John Wayne's grandson keeps getting jobs.
That's right. I did see a lot of fun speculation that the armorer somehow will hear that he has taken his helmet off and be none too happy about it.
How would she hear?
I don't know.
Maybe there's a chip in the helmet.
How does anybody hear anything in the Star Wars universe? But through the holodeck,
he doesn't need her. He doesn't need her anymore. So what?
Well, no, but it would be an interesting subplot to have her want to come after him for, breaking the rules of the sect that they're a part of or whatever. So, or what do they call it? Their conclave or whatever. I don't know.
Covert.
Yeah, covert. So, and I don't know. It could be an interesting thought on that, because what are you laughing at?
With her ears. Okay, I didn't think about that.
That's a good point. I mean,
That's how she'll hear it.
Hear that.
It's kind of hard to with that metal helmet on,
Brian, I think that spear's going to get melted down, and baby Yoda's going to have some armor.
Yes, deck him out in Mandalorian armor.
Yes, yes. Another figure to sell.
Even if it's just like for a millisecond. Even if it's just like, look, I made you this armor. There's Hasbro's like, yes. The Hasbro executives are like, one more figure. We've got them now. We've got these suckers.
Buy another Lamborghini.
Exactly. Yeah, I definitely need that to happen too, Roth. I mean, that it would be awesome.
Yep.
Because I still am not convinced that Grogu is going to choose the Jedi over Mando. I don't think he will. Given the opportunity, I think Grogu is going to want to stay with Mando.
Well, I mean, especially after Luke throws him over his shoulder.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I'm not convinced that this season's going to end with him back with Mando. I'm wondering if there's
no cliffhanger. No. We're going to have a cliffhanger this time.
Yeah, this is Empire. If this thing's only 3 seasons long, which I think it's more than that, but this is Empire basically. Then we'll get our Return of the Jedi next season. But I mean, yeah, and I don't even think we're going to see a Jedi. I don't think we'll see Luke at the end of this. Everybody's wanting Luke to come back. I don't.
Luke is coming.
Luke.
Luke.
I mean, there's all kind. Dude, I'd mark out if it was Oppo Rancisis. I'd be all about that.
Oh my gosh, slither up,
slither on up.
We have the Jedi. Who is the Jedi going to be?
Everybody.
I think there's I think there's limited options with what you can do.
There is limited options, and that's worrisome because
it's like Ezra or
I don't think. I don't think Ezra's a good payoff for the majority of the audience. There's going to be a group of the audience that would be really pumped to see Ezra.
Most of the audience would go, who?
Yeah. Most of the audience would go, who? So it's almost like the only thing you can do is Luke, but I would not want that this season. I'd want that maybe like to be the last episode of the last season.
Just so we know that he goes off with Luke and gets
killed.
Yeah, gets killed at the Jedi Temple. Yeah,
great. We see the temple in flames. The last.
We see,
no, that's going to get reset in the Ahsoka show with the Veil of the Force.
No,
they're going to decanonize. They're going to decanonize the sequel trilogy.
They're not.
She's going to affect time.
Yep.
So
they're not going to decanonize the sequel.
I don't think so.
Yep.
What if the very last scene of this season we see somebody show up and it's Sebastian Stan? He just walked over from the Winter Soldier set and said, "Hey, we want you to show up as Luke."
I thought you were about to say Sebastian Shaw, and I was going to be like, that'll be something else.
He's probably dead by now.
Hey, nobody's dead anymore with the technology. If they can bring Tarkin back.
Point.
Yeah, no one.
They can bring anybody as long as some family member somewhere that's living in a gutter signs the dotted line.
There was news.
Sebastian Shaw gets removed from things. He doesn't get put into.
That's right. That's right.
I want Sebastian Stan.
I think. I mean, it's either going to be Sebastian Stan or it's going to be Mark Hamill de-aged, which I do not want. I
would rather have Mark Hamill de-aged.
You would really?
Yeah. I would.
I just don't like how de-aging looks, but
it looked okay in Rise of Skywalker. It looked okay. Now that wasn't actually Mark Hamill. I mean, it's the same thing. They just get another actor and put Mark Hamill's face on him. The same thing they did with Tarkin. I mean, they find an actor that looks close enough. What now?
We have the technology to do that on Facebook. I mean, that's not that face swap is not that big a deal.
Yeah, I mean, they have the technology to obviously do that and make it look good enough, I guess. But I think it would be in the long run, if they're going to use Luke and to hire Sebastian Stan to do it. I mean, because he looks close enough that, yeah, you know, we can.
They're not going to use Luke. I mean, Luke's not going to hang around for. I mean, if they ever, you're not going to get more than one episode out of with a Luke. I mean, it's not the Luke show, and it would become the Luke show. You can't have You can't have that level of a character be a mainstay in your series about somebody else.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think Grogu will probably stay with Mando.
Yeah, I think in the end he will, but eventually some Jedi is going to show up because he was on that Seeing Stone for quite a while.
What's the one what's the one from the video game?
Cal Kestis.
It could be Cal Kestis.
Or it could be somebody we've never seen.
Yeah,
sure.
It could be
That's another toy to sell.
That is another toy to sell. It could be Quinlan Voss. I mean,
no, it's gonna be Mace Windu. There you go.
There you go, Mace Windu.
No, it's not Mace.
It's a rumor, but I don't think it's real.
The only reason that's a rumor is because Hasbro generally does not re-release a character in Black Series.
That's right.
Unless he's going to show up somewhere.
Yes.
So they've got that. They've got a Mace Windu re-release in January.
He also featured very prominently on one of the displays at the press conference the other day.
Oh yeah,
there was like a montage of different people, and Mace Windu was front and center on that thing.
There have been
Jacob, pull that comment from Jacob up.
Yeah,
they absolutely have to have it. I think I mentioned earlier. I said maybe no one will come, but someone has to come. You don't play all that up and then not get a Jedi, or it's a total waste of time. So we'll definitely get somebody.
No, I mean I don't know. I don't know that a Sith could, communicate with that Seeing Stone in that way. I mean, I don't get that, but hell, it could be anybody. I don't know. I mean, there's all kinds of
decanonize Rebels and make it Darth Maul.
Bring Darth Maul back.
How old would he be?
Ignite the purple.
Ignite the purple. Nice.
What if that's the last scene? Is just a purple lightsaber being ignited and it cuts to black, fade to black,
and he drops a big enough just right at the end.
Yeah. Get a hard R.
In your wallet.
My gosh.
I'd watch that.
Look, I'm gonna watch whatever they do. Obviously, the weird thing about this last episode is that we, what the heck, Roth? Roth's goal in the chat, I'm convinced, is to just completely get me off task.
Just to derail us.
But just completely derail me.
Okay. A lot of people seem to think that's true. Okay, interesting, Roth. Okay, thank you.
That's funny. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was going to talk about. No, I do. Yeah, we don't know who the freaking director is going to be.
No, we don't. Yeah,
I want it to be George Lucas. I want it to just
be amazing.
The internet would melt down if George Lucas directed the
Rick McCallum. I'm still holding out.
Rick McCallum. My gosh,
he is
directing. He is directing Traffic somewhere,
and not a remake of the movie.
Literal cars parking.
Literal cars. And I think he's in Prague. I don't even think he's in the United States. I think
he gave up. Yeah,
he makes movies in Prague. I mean, I think that's what he does. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's probably Favreau, but it's really strange that they just haven't come out and said that.
Yeah, in Prague. Yeah, he does.
That's what I was saying. You think I just made that up? Yes.
That's a weird thing to make up.
Yeah, I wouldn't just make that up. No, I mean, I think
George would be amazing. I still am convinced that if it was George, it would have leaked.
Yeah,
I mean, he's on set. There's your out, but
why hasn't the director leaked yet? I mean, it's
I know
because they said we've got 8 episodes and 7 directors. I mean, somebody's doing it. They just assume that we could do the math and determine that one of those must do it twice, and everybody's like, "Oh no, it's a secret."
They didn't say that. If it wasn't
Of course
the
it's
secret, why
Favreau.
didn't they just have it on IMDb like on day one? John Favreau.
Well, they didn't have any of the others on IMDb either until they
had
aired.
They had this Famuyiwa episode out there for a long time. I mean, this was out there for quite a while.
They don't know this. They don't know anything. I mean, that IMDb is just like people just like the studio puts that in there. Right?
The 7 episodes did leak. Their directors all leaked. Before the episodes came out.
It's just so odd that
I saw Wikipedia has now Wikipedia is not always reliable on that stuff. They have Favreau listed as the writer for the last episode, but no director. So we'll see if that holds.
You do what, TV maybe?
Oh no, and IMDb has him as the writer too, but no director. I mean, it's just
all right. Well, look, maybe it'll be a total surprise, or could just be
Favreau. And it probably is, but it's fun to speculate that it could be Lucas. I mean, because the dude was on set. I mean,
he's holding Baby Yoda in a really blurry picture from John Favreau.
Have anything else to do? He's got that museum he's trying to open, man. Come on. I mean, that's a big deal.
Did that happen? Wasn't he going to do that in like Chicago years ago?
Yeah, now it's going to be in LA. Yeah, which is the worst place to open anything.
Brings it. It's either somebody huge.
Yeah.
Huge. It could be somebody huge.
Yeah.
Spielberg? I don't know.
No.
Spielberg. He helped with the beginning of episode 3. So
Tarantino.
I think it's Lars von Trier.
Oh no!
Baby Yoda, we're going to lose Baby Yoda.
What's that?
NC-17.
It's Joe Esterhaus. It's the dude that directed Showgirls, Joe Esterhaus.
Oh yeah, he wrote it. Yeah, Verhoeven.
Yeah, Verhoeven.
We got CGI Alfred Hitchcock coming in there.
Hey, Roth, too soon. Too soon, Roth. Come on.
Bong Joon-ho's coming.
No, it's his brother Bong Joon-ho.
He's still talking about Swoop over here.
One of his Woody Allen.
That would be
the awkward guy.
Yeah,
it would just be 2 stormtroopers talking the whole time.
It would be Tag and Binks, obviously.
It would be Tag and Binks episode.
All right, Michael Bay. Well, maybe we'll get a Michael Bay.
Dude, I
would like some Michael Bay in Star Wars.
I would love Michael Bay doing an episode of Star Wars.
Rodriguez already did a great episode. Yeah, Michael Bay.
Tarantino's
done TV before.
I forgot about Terrence Malick.
He'd have the wheat
field. Just all wheat. Just all Episode 4 or chapter 14. Wheat.
16. Chapter 16.
Mace Windu just
16.
Yeah. You should watch his most recent movie. There's a lot of wheat in that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of weed in all of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of weed.
Somebody has a tire swing where somebody gives an off-camera voiceover about some unrelated event, and then there's weed, and then there's a slow pan up to the sky, and it's just 8 minutes. 8 minutes of a cloud.
And then a starship blows up.
Yeah, I like it. I like
the Brothers would be cool.
It's a 4-hour episode about a stormtrooper who's dissenting from the Empire,
and he's just looking at the ocean.
Yeah,
on Scarif.
I guess Villeneuve is too busy. He was too busy with Dune.
Well, he's very mad about everything.
He is upset about Dune. Yeah,
he's upset. Yeah.
Did you see
Frank Oz? Maybe Frank Oz could direct one.
I do want it to be at least an hour long.
Director, actually.
I would like it to be about an hour long.
I would,
of course. Yeah.
I think this will be longer than 30 minutes, don't y'all?
Well, okay, so the season premiere was 56 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that's the longest episode so far, I think.
So, yeah, it was the longest. The Cobb Vanth episode was the longest one so far.
It'll be around 45, I'd say.
Oh man, I want it to be 56. I want it to be at least the length of the.
I want it to be 57.
Nolan shot it. Yeah, Jacob. He shot it entirely on film, and we got that exclusive for you.
Oh, if it was Nolan, yeah.
I mean, film.
You can't. But the problem is you can't hear a damn word anybody says.
Just motorboat sounds.
Yeah.
Seismic charges just all the time.
Yeah. It's all the dialogue happens during a seismic charge explosion.
Oh my god.
This is good pod here, or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
man.
this is. Earl doesn't know what he's doing right now.
Yeah, we were going a little too hard on Terrence Malick there. We were sorry for hurt. Didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I actually really liked it. I really liked the Hidden Life.
I'm feeling each cut.
I was gonna give a Hidden Life a higher ranking in the Deuceys, but I just couldn't over some of those films.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's right.
Nobody cares about that. You recorded the sound with a handheld voice.
Yeah,
You got
he did it on an H2.
Look, Nolan likes to do most of his sound in camera.
Yeah, he does.
Weird.
He does. And with those IMAX cameras, they're so loud.
Exactly. It just doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't like to do a lot of ADR. Yeah,
and then he tells the Warner Brothers executives it's an artistic choice, and he's not changing anything. I mean, like, oh my gosh.
Like in Tenet, the most important dialogue of the movie was behind a thick pane of glass with all sorts of noise, speaking in a very thick accent and backwards.
No, okay, but they translate it. No, the worst to me is the boat.
Oh, when they were on the catamaran.
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah. It was like, what?
Yeah.
You can hear it in a standard theater. It sounds fine. Nolan's setup doesn't have it for IMAX. I swear, because it's off on IMAX theaters.
Yeah, it is. That's how we saw it, and it was off. I couldn't understand anything that was going on.
I didn't know what was.
Anyway,
I started to tell him I was deaf, so they would give me the thing to read along with it.
I almost requested that one time.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah. So I don't think. Oh, Fennec Shan didn't have much to do in this. I mean, Fennec Shan and Cara Dune. The only reason I think that they're leaving these characters in each episode is because those are the characters that are going to be in that Rangers of the New Republic series. Again, you don't bring Boba Fett back to have him just be in one series. You don't keep Fennec Shan alive, Ming-Na Wen to just be in one series. I mean, they're going to do, because they're wanting to set up a Defenders-esque type universe where they all come back together as the Defenders and, fight Thrawn. I mean, I think Thrawn's the big baddie that we're going to get. So that'll be
Gideon's off the table.
So Mandalorian will just be Moff Gideon.
He's going to look at some Mandalorian art and.
Yeah, exactly. But also,
that's a good ref.
Also, I mean, Bo-Katan has some interest in Moff Gideon as well, though, because he's got the Darksaber and she wants that back. So no, Raw.
I like the life. Yeah, she owes Fett the life debt. Listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Fennec is in the Bad Batch.
Yeah. We saw a shot. We saw a shot of Fennec. Yeah.
Ming-Na a healthy 56.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
No, she's 57. I think she's 57.
Yeah, that's even more impressive.
This is more impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Roth, it's not happening, buddy. So, I've got to imagine that all of those characters are going to be in that other series, and then they're going to come back around into whatever they're going to do for this big team up that Kathleen Kennedy mentioned.
What about the Night Owls? What's happening with?
I'm sure they'll be.
They'll be in Mando.
They'll
probably in both. I mean, I think they're going to have crossovers.
Yeah,
they're going to have a lot of crossover. I for one am excited that Kathleen Kennedy's contract got renewed. I don't know if you heard that, Rhett. That news dropped today. No, it didn't. I'm just kidding.
Okay, good. One more year.
Jeez.
Will she even be able to? Will she even be there when they're doing Indiana Jones if they don't renew? I mean, because
Harrison Ford be there when they do Indiana.
She's gonna wow.
Adding you would only be the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. It would be the same thing. I don't know what you're talking about. Somebody's gonna get rid of rooming UAB.
I feel fine.
he
felt he almost had I think he was worried that you were about to have a heart attack with that Kathleen Kennedy news.
Yeah, no, I mean, if
there are no rooms
if Chapek had walked out at the end of that press conference and just shoved her off the stage after the announcement of all the stuff, that would have been that's the only thing that would have made it great.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome, dude.
So a Lando show.
Yeah, exactly. How about that Lando show, guys?
Is it going to have Billy D? Is it going to have Donald Glover? Or
I don't think we want any Billy D on there.
He'll only be on there as
he's gonna start the episodes like young Indiana Jones sitting in a museum.
Oh yeah, like narrate, like he can narrate the episode.
Yeah, that's exactly all it's going to be.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be this rumored show of him and is it Santa? Is that the character's name? Going off and looking for her family.
Oh,
Jana,
my bad.
Oh.
Jana.
Did you watch that movie?
Twice. Twice on the same night. I watched it twice on the same night.
Really? You haven't seen it since then?
I've seen it 3 times.
Wait, which one
I
was
saw it 3 times in theaters.
Oh, Lando's daughter.
Yeah. Well,
or lover.
They didn't confirm that.
Daughter or lover. It could have gone either way. At the end of
that.
It could. I mean, look at him. You don't know how you don't know what he's
Lando,
thinking.
I mean, Lando's got some.
He's still smooth.
Charms.
He's still got the charms. That's right. He is. That's right.
I mean, the dude hit it with a robot, for crying out loud. He doesn't care.
Allegedly.
She doesn't care that she's
L-E, what was her name? L-E something?
L3 something.
3.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Allegedly.
I blocked that out too.
Obviously you didn't.
Is this gonna be like a sequel? Do you think this will be like a sequel show to Solo of sorts?
I think that if it's not going to be the Billy D. Williams Lando version with Jana Joe, then it'll be Donald Glover doing something. I mean, if you can secure an actor like Donald Glover, you go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was a limited series, right?
Like, I don't.
Like 6 or 8 episodes. It's going to be like an Obi-Wan.
He would do that.
Obi-Wan with Hayden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of these are going to end up being more limited. I mean, especially they may say that they want them to be series, but say they don't do as well as Mando has done, then it's an easy way out to call them a limited series. Oh, this was going to be one season all along. That type of thing.
Yeah.
Or if it blows everybody away, they keep doing it.
They keep doing it. Exactly.
When is the Infant Nest series going to happen?
The who?
Is that her name? Infant's Nest or
no?
Infant's Nest.
No,
the freckled girl.
I think that is her name, but
Infant's Nest. Yeah,
we're not going to get any more of her.
That'd be cool to have that. I mean, I personally would like a Solo sequel of some type. It doesn't have to be Solo 2, but if they can incorporate it.
Gosh, that movie was not good.
Yeah, the first time I saw it, I was like, "This is boring."
No, I like it. I like
the
Solo.
second time I saw it, I was like, "That's okay."
There's some cool stuff in it. I mean,
when he says so boring, is he talking about us or is he talking about?
Fleabag.
He's talking about Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
The Infant's Nest is right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I liked it. I wouldn't mind seeing an Infant's Nest series. I mean, there's a lot you can do there.
We're getting an Andor series, which I hope is limited.
Andor series will be good.
Andor.
That's the thing. We're gonna somehow do all of these as Deucecast extras. It's gonna be
Lord.
Gonna be content.
Full-time job.
It's gonna be content forever. Content.
Smash that like button.
and the MCU shows. We're gonna
we have all these commenting fans who can help us.
That is a lot of
24-hour live stream. Well, thankfully, they're not all on at one time.
Some of these series, will not be on, and that's one thing that I don't think they'll ever do is they will not have a Star Wars show and an MCU show running concurrently. They just won't do it.
I've always thought
unless it's like one of the smaller animated shows.
Yeah. They should have done it like HBO does, right? Their prime slot on Sunday evenings. What that 8, 9 o'clock, whatever it is, whenever they aired Game of Thrones, like they would air that, and then you take a couple weeks, and then your new another series.
Yep.
One of their high end those marquee shows. That's really what Disney should have had in the can when they launched Disney Plus.
Garrison, you look like that popcorn meme. It's like Rhett's talking. You're like,
Like the Michael Jackson one.
The Michael Jackson one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that they're working on all these shows so that they can have a constant stream of original content in the genre, MCU, Star Wars, because I really think they made a mistake in not having more than just Mandalorian ready on day one.
I feel like that is a flagship show. And it's really the show that most people watch when they go to Disney Plus.
Yeah, and we didn't get another one for a year. I mean, the only original genre programming they've had. Yeah, it's 2 seasons of Mandalorian with a year gap. And they really should have had big time. Oh yeah, now they're about to throw a whole lot on the screen. So good.
Yes.
Good. This is what we hope, but there's also a lot of other shows out there.
Kenobi doesn't have a start date.
Kenobi does. No, I mean it's
March
2022.
No, they start filming in March, I think.
Oh, because Ross said Kenobi ends, Falcon Winter Soldier starts. Oh, because Falcon Winter Soldier starts March 19th. We do know that.
All we're getting next year.
Oh, that's after
WandaVision.
Yeah, that's WandaVision. WandaVision starts January 25th or something, right?
15th.
Yeah.
15th. Yeah. So it'll go right from there to Falcon Winter Soldier.
No, Roth, we're not doing high school.
Yeah, I did forget about it. Actually. He makes a great point. We should not have overlooked it.
I mean, I think we're getting like 4 MCU shows next year.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I think we're getting at least 4.
I took notes on all that, and then I also sent a bunch of it to my friend because, I knew he wanted to hear about all the MCU news, and he was working.
Brian, no, do not cancel it.
You don't need it. He doesn't need it. He can take a month off. He doesn't need it till January 15th.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, see, this is he's come around. He's already changed his mind.
There's more.
If you want to send a message to the system, cancel HBO Max.
Yeah, exactly. Fight the Warner Brothers power.
I'm fighting it for Dune. I'm doing it for Dune.
For the little guy.
Yeah, I don't want to miss Dune. I can take or leave that 4-hour Snyder fest.
Oh, dude, I'm all over that. Give me all 4 hours of that in the theater. I want all 4 hours of that.
Guys, Batman says the F word, guys.
Yeah. So edgy.
Dude, I canceled the Deucecast a long time ago. I don't even listen.
Yeah, it's honestly not worth the money.
Jacob, HBO Max is absolutely probably the best streaming service out there, and it's pretty underrated.
It is, dude. I promise you, I have watched more.
But I am a little ticked about the 2021 stuff, especially that when they didn't tell anyone, and what that's going to affect people's front end deals, back end deals.
Yeah, I mean, basically what they're doing, Brian, is day and date they're releasing the movie in theaters and HBO Max on the same day.
The entire Warner Brothers 2021 slate.
Yeah,
17 films.
Which, Tom and Jerry,
Matrix 4, Mortal Kombat, all of
everything.
Great for consumers. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
it is good for consumers. Yeah,
but it's bad for the industry.
Yeah, but if you had 2 points on the gross,
yes,
or on the profit, it didn't do you any favors at all.
Yeah,
you took a lower pay because you were going to get all that back end that you're definitely not going to get.
Yeah, and even right now or before Corona, there was a lot of Hollywood accounting that went into that anyway. So
yeah, they would limit their. Oh no, we only made $1 billion. Sorry, we didn't turn a profit.
Didn't make a profit.
Yeah.
They got sued for that.
Yep.
Wait, can we cancel out of the Deucecast? I've been trying to do that for a couple of years. You mean I could just stop doing this?
Somehow Pinky did it.
Yeah, Pinky did it.
I gotta go to China.
You gotta go to China.
Yeah, he was thrown into a gulag.
We tried to bring him back in, but he never.
You have to,
Yeah, it's funny when you run into Pinky at the Publix and you're like, I thought you were in China. And he's like,
he's rooting with some of those Uyghurs.
Oh, gosh. Jeez.
Wait, what?
All right, on that note, I think we're going to end this thing. I hate to say this, but any final words from anybody on this episode, chapter 15? Other than we know Rhett liked the seismic charge.
A lot. Maybe too much.
Too much.
I'm working on my Bill Burr imitation, by the way. I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, that's tough. That's cool. Not really. It's just.
No, you got to go up here. See, you got to be up here. That's the thing with the Mendo. See, yes. I'm working on it, but it's a little
Yeah, it's
little hard to
almost too
sustain.
high.
We'll get
It's
there.
almost too high. Okay.
You've got some work to do.
Yeah, that's it.
What about you, Garrison? Any final words?
I had something, and then he said that, and it totally went out of my brain.
I'm sure we missed something. I'm sure we missed something. But we will definitely be back for the finale.
Right. Never do that. I'm thinking I shouldn't take this on the road.
It's the same thing I told you Friday, Mikey. I just want to fast forward to Friday already.
I'm ready for it to be Friday morning, 2 a.m. I'm gonna watch that thing like I have. Now I probably will not.
This time I took the day off. I took Friday off.
I'm off too. I'm off too.
So I'm going to be ready to talk about it. In fact, we should record right after. What else we got? Come on, Earl, you can do it.
Yeah, I had to get up at 4 a.m. to do work this past week, so that was. I just immediately put it on.
I specifically made sure to take off work so I could.
Maybe I could do the 5 a.m. version.
I don't know if I'm going to do the 2 a.m. for the MCU shows. I haven't decided yet.
Don't do that.
Say that I'm not going to.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited about WandaVision, but I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe the first. We'll see how the first one goes.
If the first episode's awesome, then it may force me to stay up.
That show's going to be interesting because every episode's going to be like a different sitcom from a different.
It's going to be
fun stuff.
And that's the problem. Like, none of us in here are Marvel experts, and so I don't know how we're really going to intellectually talk about.
I'm actually much more of a DC guy. But I don't love the movies, so
we're not experts at anything.
No. But at least we know more about Star Wars than we do the MCU. Now, Earl, you know some Marvel stuff, so maybe.
Yeah, no, they're saying there might be like a Puppet Master thing. There's a whole series.
See, I don't even know what you're talking about when you say Puppet Master.
Yeah, those are just crazy words.
Oh, Flashpoint! Nice.
Oh, look at all this! Look at all this! Look at this DC shill.
Is that an actual comic book?
Yes,
I haven't seen one of those in years.
Dude, I have like every Flash issue since like '84 or something like that.
What?
Yeah,
I
do have a Marvel.
The 60s.
Oh, Ultraman! What the heck is that?
It's a Marvel comic.
Ultraman, look at that.
Hey, don't be flashing. I'll start flashing some, dude. You'll be surprised what I got.
All right, you're gone. You're done. He's done. He's done.
We can't risk it. We can't risk the flashing.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week, God willing. And enjoy your evening, everyone.